My guest today is Gerry Whelan from Archer Glass in Mount Gravatt in Brisbane. Gerry, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Wayne.
Gerry, it's that time of year with change of the seasons and we start to think about, in some parts of the country, getting cold. Of course, in Queensland, we just think about beautiful weather. But it led me to think about the use of glass and what we can do to control external features like noise and temperature and those environmental variables. Can glass be used like that to give us some control?
Yeah, if you've got an existing window and you live on a noisy road or street or area, you can fit a secondary window inside that, which would cause a sound barrier, where you'd have a wider gap. And then if you use laminated glass in the new window as well, it cuts the sound by quite a considerable amount without having to change the whole look of the building on the outside or go to such a huge renovation cost either.
That sounds like a very easy way to solve a problem. So you're essentially just fitting a new window inside the existing windows.
Yeah, a surround frame inside the window and then sliding panels inside that are soundproof, and then with the laminated glass to cut the sound, and they slide over and back then out of the way. If you want to open the window, then you can just slide those back as well, or lift them out to clean them and get at the other window to clean that. So they're quite a versatile idea to cover all the areas of, wanting to take care of the maintenance, etc.
If you're living on a noisy street, I bet that's a good way to add value to your house if you're thinking about selling too.
Yeah, if your roof is insulated and you add this, it will cut the sound considerably. It makes quite a huge difference. We do quite a bit of it for shift workers and people like that who need to sleep during the day and have that quiet in the room so they can't hear the normal daytime noise, and it's very successful.
Of course, you wouldn't have to do the whole house if you've just got a particular, as you say, for a shift worker, you could just do the bedroom.
Yeah, just the bedroom, and or then if the lounge room is to the front and the traffic noise affects TV viewing, you can just do the lounge, and just where needed, you can use it.
So that's fitting new windows inside existing windows to control noise. Does that help with temperature control as well?
If you use tinted glass, it would definitely cut it, but the idea would be to tint the outer window and cut the heat coming through that source in the first place. But between the two, then you would solve both problems for sure.
And Gerry, if people are building new houses or renovating, are there alternatives? Can they fit different windows?
Yeah, they can fit new windows with sealed double glazed units in the new windows, so they would only have one window to do the whole job then, because it's manufactured to suit at the time of building. Okay,
so you say sealed double glazed windows like it's simple and I should understand, but you're going to have to explain to me like I'm 5.
Where you'd have 2 panes of glass with a cavity between, and the air between them is dried out, so it can't fog up. And if you use laminated on the inside for sound, then when the sound hits the first panel, it's reduced, but when it hits the second panel, it's cut right down. And it makes a huge difference to the sound coming through. And then, of course, you'd use tinted glass or a low-E glass as well in a new house. So that would automatically look after the climate side of things then as well.
And I guess being sealed, there'd be never any reason to need to clean them or clean between the panes of glass.
No, that's right. It's sealed up for good. So you just clean the external and internal surfaces like a normal window, and that's all you have to do.
Now, Gerry, we've talked about putting new windows inside. We've talked about sealed double glazed windows. Are there other options, or have we now reached the limit of our choices?
Yeah, you have. It would just be a matter then of maybe if you were close to an airport, you might increase the overall depth of the window and use thicker glass in both panels with a wider cavity so that you could cut it by more to get a better result from, air traffic, which is a lot louder or has a much more effect on the home. But that would be at the time of building too.
So, Gerry, is it predictable? Can you look at the amount of noise and go, oh, this thickness of glass and this specification will give this result?
Yes, you can get the noise level measured, and then you can get the ratio worked out as to what thicknesses you need to use in your double glazed unit to gain a certain level of noise reduction and know in advance what you're going to end up with.
Well, I guess road noise in airports is but also people who are living in entertainment precincts and where there are noisy venues and pubs and clubs and things around, it might be an option for them to think about as well. Yeah,
absolutely. If you're near like a sports stadium or something like that where you're affected sometimes by a match or a concert, yeah.
So, Gerry Whelan, is it just as simple as people who are concerned about a noise issue that they think they can address with glass? Should they just contact you at Archer Glass?
Yeah, they can just give us a call for a quote or to discuss ideas or ways to solve their particular problem, whatever it might be. There are a lot of grey areas where people might know, well, would it work for this or would it work for that? Or, you might have a window facing a public stairwell or something like that where you've got a loud echo and they might want to know, could it work there? So just give us a call and then we can advise as to what would be the best thing to do or come out and have a look.
And the phone number and all the contact details, Gerry, I think are on your website.
They can contact us or get our contact details from our website, www.archerglass.com.
That website again, www.archerglass.com.
Yeah.
Gerry, it's been a pleasure having you with me. Thank you for joining me on the program.
Thank you very much again, Wayne. Always a pleasure.